Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the official weigh-in for tomorrow night's big night of boxing here at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, a legendary house of great sporting and entertainment events. And at this time, we'd like you all to meet and greet and weigh in the final six fighters. We will have the rest of the weigh-in after that, but the six fighters fighting in the three contests at the end of the night. And it's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing USA, in association with Salida Promotions, and it will be presented live on HBO and live to the UK on Sky Sports. And it's all sponsored by JD Sports. So let's bring up the fighters for one of our featured contests. This will be a 10-round bout in the middleweight division, and we have two outstanding fighters. First up onto the stage, please welcome from Coahuila de Zaragoza, Mexico, his record 35 victories, including 26 wins by knockout, only one defeat with two draws. Ladies and gentlemen, Roberto Massa Ortiz. Let's bring his opponent up to the scales before we do the official weigh-in, so we have that team here too. And his opponent tomorrow night. All right, we'll do the weigh-in right now. Official weight? 141.2 for Ortiz. And now let's bring his opponent up to the scales. He's undefeated with a perfect record. He comes to us from Brooklyn, New York, USA. His record stands at 20 fights, 20 victories, 16 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Cletus, the Hebrew Hammer Selden. 141.2. 141.2. Here they are, folks. Cletus Selden versus Roberto Ortiz. That will be a over-the-weight junior welterweight contest scheduled for 10 rounds. I want to remind everybody that that contest we just had the weigh-in for will be presented by Golden Boy Promotions in association with Joe DeGuardia Star Boxing and Cancun Promotions. So next up onto the stage and onto the scales, we go to the big boys of boxing, the heavyweight division. 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division between two fighters we've all been waiting to see. First up onto the stage from Krakow, Poland, 33 victories, 17 wins by knockout, only two defeats, MARIUSZ the Viking Wach. And please welcome to the stage his opponent, a perfect professional record consisting of 19 fights, 19 victories, 17 wins by knockout, from Brooklyn, New York, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. First onto the scales will be MARIUSZ the Viking Wach, 33 victories as a pro, 17 wins by knockout, with only two defeats. 268 pounds for the 6'7", MARIUSZ the Viking Wach. Next up onto the scales, he brings his perfect undefeated record to the ring tomorrow night. 19 fights, 19 victories, 17 wins by knockout, from Brooklyn, New York, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. 283.4. This contest will be brought to you in association with Greg Cohen Promotions. Once again, 12 rounds in the heavyweight division. And when we say the big boys of boxing, it's very apropos for this contest. Here they are face to face, MARIUSZ WACH, Jarrell Miller. 12 rounds of boxing, live on HBO and Sky Sports. It's all in the heavyweight division. So now let's get the scales ready for the main event of the evening tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 12 rounds of boxing. This will be in the middleweight division. It's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing USA, along with Salida Promotions. And this contest presented in association with Rock Nation, and it's sponsored by JD Sports. New York State Athletic Commission conducting the official weigh-in. First up onto the stage and onto the scales, he brings a perfect record of 18 fights, 18 victories, 9 wins by KO. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, he currently holds the USBA Middleweight Championship, the undefeated Luis Cuba Arias. And now on to the stage, the former WBA Middleweight World Champion, 32 victories, 29 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. From Brooklyn, New York, USA, the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. First on to the scales, the undefeated USBA middleweight champ, Luis Cuba Arias. 18 fights, 18 victories, 9 wins by knockout. 160 on the nose, the middleweight limit for Luis Arias. Next on to the scales, the man everyone recognizes as the #1 contender in the middleweight division. 32 wins, 29 wins by knockout. Former middleweight world champion, the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs. 159.6 for Daniel Jacobs, the Miracle Man from Brooklyn. Here they are face to face, our main event tomorrow night. 12 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. The undefeated Luis Cuba Arias, the #1 middleweight contender in the world, former champ, Daniel Miracle Man Jacobs. They're talking now, there'll be no talk tomorrow, just leather.